What's up YouTube, my name's Trunks9809 and today we are playing Citadel Forged with Fire. So for those of you that have been around the League of Ordinary Gamers Discord will probably know that I have been playing quite a bit of this. And I've been talking about playing this quite a lot. So I thought, rather than just talk about it, why don't I show you? And here we are playing the game. So rather than go onto a server, rather than do any of that, I'm just going to play single player. There is a PvP element of the game, but from what I understand, it's kind of broken right now, so I don't think there's going to be a material difference showing you single player versus PvP. And later on we can always look at doing a server-based PvP playthrough, assuming that people like this. So let me just fire this down slightly so that you can all hear me, and of course the game has a little issue right now where it doesn't actually remember any of your settings. So yeah, so I've already created the world, so it should be fairly quick just to load into the character creation screen, I hope. Fingers crossed, touch wood and all that. So this is Citadel Forged with Fire. It is a survival game-ish, somewhat, sort of. It's been compared to Rust, but with wizards, which is not entirely inaccurate. It's still very early access. It's very rough. You can tell that it's fairly early on in its development, but the thing is, it's still actually really good. The building mechanics are pretty special, and you play a wizard, so you get to like throw spells around, which is always good. There we go. Character name. There we go. Yes I do. So when you first spawn in, when you first create your character, join the server or single player, you are presented with this. This is actually the world map, but obviously it's blank because we haven't been anywhere. There are 3 starting zones. There's Raincourt, there is Heathcliff, and there is Eastreach. So I know from previous experience that there's a snowy area up here, there are sort of mountains around here, there's a sort of foresty type area up here, there's islands down here, there's a big hill around about here-ish, and there's another set of mountains around about here. This bit's pretty forested with a little bit of mountains around here, and I've not really explored much around here, so I'm going to start off in Heathcliff. I don't think I've ever started off here before. And this is the little character creation area. Start off in this lovely pool of that thing is lava or fire? It would be lava. Hello? Can I control my character now, please? Yeah. Yeah, it's lava. Lava hurts. I don't know if this lava hurts. Yeah, this lava does hurt. Lava hurts. I'm probably gonna die. Oh no, I didn't die. Oh man, it's not... There we go. So, in standard survival game fashion, you start off the game by picking up all the things. So I've turned XP on up. I've turned up the resource gathering just because the game is very grindy right now. Until you I'll just briefly show you. So every level you get a number of character points and you get a number of knowledge points. I've obviously bumped both up so that I can show you guys everything without basically getting to level 60 and then be like, well, I can't show you the rest of the game because I don't have the knowledge points for it. So there are structures way down here. So there's a wood transmuter and a stone transmuter, which will basically make wood and stone out of mana for you. But as you can see, one's level 30 and one's level 50. So up until that point, you pretty much, it's very grindy. It's very, you know, you run around and pick stuff up, really. These are tutorial stones. When you look at them, they give you the little tutorial bit. So inventory, probably just... So normally mushrooms, when you pick them up, they give you 10 XP. Obviously I think I've got like 5 times XP turned on, so they're giving me 50. So this is the world map when you're actually in the game. These are fast travel towers. So you can travel from one tower to another after you go and say hello to it. They're a bit creepy, I'm not going to lie. They are slightly weird. Lagoon Cave's actually a pretty good place. That's Solomon's Cave. This cave might be a good place to start. So we have enemy camps, we have caves, slash dungeon. They're calling them dungeons a bit of a misnomer. They're not really dungeons. They are caves, but some of them have dungeon-like qualities to them. There are dungeons in the game. There's like one up here. There's one over here somewhere, I think. I think there's one down here in the ocean somewhere. I can't remember where the third one is. So fast travel towers, enemy camps. Enemy camps can be either orcs, undead. Those are kind of the two. Oh no, and sprites, little pixie fairy things. They're not good. We also have, so there's natural mana pools, there's natural health pools. Those function the same as these pools here. So you stand in them and they will regen your mana, or where's the red one? The red one's over here. Or they will regenerate your health. It's not like horrendously fast, but it does help. So those are there. There's also natural acid pools, which hurt a hell of a lot if you stand in them. But we will hopefully not make that mistake again. I may have made that mistake on stream when I was streaming with Kieran Dave a few weeks ago. It's really his fault that we're playing this, so if you don't like this, blame Dave. It's his fault. Just saying. Sorry, Dave. No, sorry. So let's deal with some of this. So damage, I'm just going to pump pretty much everything into damage because damage will help me. When you harvest things, damage is what determines how quickly you harvest. So pumping stuff into damage really early on is not a terrible idea. We're going to learn wood. Just going to learn this all the way up as far as we can. We'll learn how to make respawn stone because that is pretty important. We're going to learn fireball. I don't really care about mana blast right now. It's meh. It's a bit meh. So we need a rune crystal. Rune crystals are you'll see them. They will be pretty obvious. So most resources in this game have a large form and a small form. There we go, there's a rune crystal over there. Except for herbs. Herbs do not technically have a large form, although you can harvest them when you're harvesting trees. Which we will, as soon as we hit level 5, I will show you. But basically, so here's the small form of a rune crystal. And you've got a medium form for rune crystals, and you also have a large form. They are the, well, except technically rock, and I suppose trees. I mean, rock and trees are a bit you'd kind of expect that, but yeah, rune crystals you have the little ones that you can pick up. So wood has it. Stones around here somewhere, I hope. There's a stone, so you've got stone. You have big stones, which you need a spell to extract from, which we will look at when we get to level 5. And then rune crystals, you have these, and you have the giant ones over there. The only real difference is, well, one, the big clusters or trees or rocks, you need a spell to extract from, whereas little ones you can literally just pick up off the floor. And the bigger, when it comes to obviously rocks and trees and the rune clusters, the bigger ones obviously have more in them, so you'll get more resources from harvesting them. It's not, it doesn't make a tremendous deal. You will, am I still picking stuff up? Hang on. Right now we have 14. No, we don't. So despite the fact that I said don't... okay, that's fine. We should make a Staff of the Forest, so I'm just going to make all 5. So this is the crafting. Literally just... some things you can craft in your inventory, other things you need a special bench for. There we go, that got us to level 5. So I'm going to bump up carrying capacity for quite a bit. Oh wow, that's a lot. So you can do other things while you're crafting, so you don't have to just sit and watch the craft bar go up. So this is the extract spell. This is the spell that you need to be able to well, extract things from resources out. One thing we might get into these siege spells, we might not. They're intended for use in PvP situations, where you will want to blow up other people's structures. So we might look at it, we might not. Mana Blast's pretty terrible. We'll learn it anyway because we have the knowledge points sitting there. We don't get a new weapon till level 10. We could make some armor. Sure, let's do that. There we go, I can make shoes. Making shoes is obviously the first goal for any aspiring mage. Normally I wouldn't learn the trapdoors because they're kind of useless unless you're going down the defences route here, because there's things like spike traps and acid pools and things like that, but in this case I'll do it. Doesn't really make a difference. Storage chests are really, really helpful. These are the benches, so you have the Conjuring Cauldron is used to craft advanced potions. The Forge is used to craft things with metals and sometimes stones, and tailoring benches, well, you probably figure out what a tailoring bench is for without me having to necessarily tell you. I'm not going to invest in those. That. Already got that. Okay. So, oh wow, so that's going to be our main staff, and our gathering staff, we pretty much just want something with lots of mana. You can have two different types, well, you can have 2 different weapons equipped. You can obviously have 2 different types of weapons equipped as well if you really want to. So I could, for instance, I could learn how to make gauntlets, I could learn how to make this axe, I could learn how to make wands, and we would then be able to, actually I'm going to learn how to make that, because that's worth quite a lot of XP, even though I can't make it because I'm running out of stuff. So you can have 2 different weapons of the same type equipped, you can have 2 separate, you can have 2 weapons of different types equipped. You can also equip a head, a helmet, some sort of chest armor, some sort of leg armor, and shoes.